My name's Tom, this is Sam, we're the co-founders of Verticode. So we're a company which, as we'll move on to, focuses on doing software acceleration. Our dev team's based here in Sheffield, we've got a small commercial office down in London, but today we're just going to talk a little bit about our mission, how we do what we do, and then also the benefits to our clients who we work with, who are kind of quite a broad range. But Sam, move on. Okay, yeah. So as I mentioned, our mission at Verticode is really to lower the barriers to software development, and really within that, lowering the barriers to access to innovation for those who want to innovate through the use of software. So that could be for founders, businesses, or anyone who really kind of has processes or efficiencies they want to build out, whether that be for a new market, for their own teams. But effectively, when Sam and I met, we both met on the basis that software has huge barriers to access for those who want to do it, and whether that's anyone who's worked in a big business here, who's worked on processes which are run inside Excels, or if you're just a founder who's got an idea and wants to get out into the market. So when Sam and I first met, I was a non-technical person who had been looking to launch some ideas and never been able to, either because I'd gone to development agencies and been quoted 50K for an MVP. I'd then gone to investors who told me to go and get an MVP built to get investment, and then I'd maybe go and look for a co-founder, which, as anyone who's tried to go down that journey would know, that there's probably about one technical co-founder for every 10 non-technical co-founders in the UK. So when I met Sam being the other side of things and been looking at how we can speed up the process of getting to launch with fairly basic products in the format of MVPs. And in terms of what we do, Sam's going to talk a little bit about that, but really we wanted to build out technology which enabled us to effectively enable people to launch these products themselves. And Sam, I'll pass over to you to walk through what that actually means.
Sure. So I'm just going to quickly run through a kind of a very high-level overview of what we do in the tech team. One of the big pieces that we do is the project generation tool. So this is essentially the tool that we have that creates our projects from scratch, and based on kind of scopes that are written by our developers, we can get to a kind of a fully custom product where we've got data models, API layer, layouts, forms, and page stubs, and that takes about 30 minutes to get through. In a sec, I'm going to demo kind of a very small piece of that. We then also have developer-led AI coding tools. So we've done a lot of kind of research in how we can use AI coding tools and kind of involve those in our process, and the kind of the developer-led approach where it's a kind of tool for us to use as opposed to something for us to completely rely on. It works the best. And then we also have a kind of a project management portal which links everything together. So hopefully this will work. So what I'm showing here is this is basically what happens in our pipeline. This is me manually kind of showing what we do in our pipeline. This here is me creating a data model. So this is a data model for a task portal, so a kind of a to-do list app. So that was kind of what happens in the background. We kind of automate this process where we have kind of 20 or 30 of these processes going on at the same time when we're creating a project. This is just kind of showing you in the front end what this kind of looks like. So here I'm creating a page. I realize I won't actually be able to read any of this, but there'll be something more visual in a second. So this is creating a dashboard page, which is essentially a list of tasks. And this can be basically put straight into the project. This one, I'm asking the tool to put some confetti when you kind of successfully complete a task, which you'll see kind of in the app in a second. So what this kind of all leads to, once we've gone through our whole project pipeline, is we have the kind of bare bones of an application that our dev team can start working on. So what this looks like, for example, is we've kind of got all of the user authentication kind of all built in. So this is just a kind of a fake application called TaskFlow. The database and everything, all the APIs are all kind of set up out of the box. So this is where we would be after about half an hour of development. So the form, I'm going to go in here, this form is totally generated. So this is a kind of a form. This is based off kind of models that were designed by a developer, but the actual grunt work of building this form, building the models, building the API layers is all kind of included out of the box. So here, creating a task that adds it to the database, and then all I'm going to do is come into the dashboard, press complete, and that is the confetti that was added in by the application earlier.
So as you can see, we've kind of highly accelerated a lot of our processes and really focusing on building these kind of lower level or simpler flow applications. And so I just want to talk a little bit about, I guess, how we're using this and what that means. So I've got our three kind of real core target customers at the moment, the people we're working with. So the real core of why me and Sam started the business was to help founders. That was our target market from the very start. So we've done that. We've done a lot of that. So really that's helping them go from idea to MVP as quickly as possible. So we work in set sprints, so 1 week and 2 week and 3 week sprints. So that's really our target. So since we started Verticode in October 2022, we've launched MVPs for 45 founders who were pre-product, launching effectively 45 tech companies in that time. One area that we've moved into recently is growth stage founders. So one thing we found within the market of early stage MVPs, obviously there's a lot of rhetoric around using no codes at the early stages. We then also met a lot of founders who at that stage wanted to turn their no code solutions, which they'd found a bit of market fit with, into coded solutions. So using much the same process we could before, apart from having the benefit of obviously a fully kind of a platform that had flows which we could go off, we can then effectively convert their no-code MVPs into fully coded products in a number of days by replicating the flows they've got on there. Obviously, if they want to make updates or improvements, we can also facilitate that, which is a great benefit to them. So massively lowering the cost of moving from no-code into coded products to enable them to scale. And the last piece is an area that we've really just started attacking recently, is this internal established business efficiencies. So really this is businesses who have processes internally, and I've worked at big companies where this is always the case. The processes which are run through Excel spreadsheets or some kind of really kind of poor manual processes. I think in the past there was always this imagining that building a custom tool as a kind of medium-sized business to solve for your efficiency in some kind of Excel run process is never going to be worth it. Actually, with the speed that we can build, we can really make that worth it for them by lowering the costs. And so, in terms of that, we can implement these smooth internal tools in under 1 month. And for some of the businesses we've worked with, they've also kind of come to the realization that the tools they built by kind of working through them themselves, they also want to then commercialize them to their competitors and to their markets moving forward. So those are our real three kind of our areas of work. And yeah, so me and Sam will be around later. If anyone wants to ask any more questions about our processes, what Sam showed was a very small part of our tools. So anyone who's more technically minded, please track specifically Sam down and ask him more about it. Thanks.